As we grow older, our perspective on life inevitably changes. Our bodies may slow down, our routines shift, and our social circles may shrink. Yet among all the challenges that come with aging, there is one aspect that people often find the most daunting: loneliness. It's not uncommon for individuals, even those surrounded by family and loved ones, to feel a deep sense of isolation that weighs heavily on their hearts. Have you ever stopped to think about why, despite having children or grandchildren nearby, a profound sense of loneliness can still creep in? And more importantly, why does it become increasingly essential to learn how to be alone and even thrive in solitude as we age? This is a question that many of us will eventually face. The truth is, solitude is not something to fear. Rather, it's an opportunity to reconnect with ourselves and rediscover what it means to live a fulfilling life. In today's discussion, we'll explore why being alone can become both a reality and a necessity as we age, and how we can transform those solitary moments into sources of happiness and peace. We'll delve into how to embrace solitude, make it a meaningful part of life, and find joy in it. Whether you live surrounded by family or entirely on your own, learning to appreciate your own company can lead to one of the most profound transformations in your later years. The unspoken loneliness of aging. Why does it happen? Many people associate loneliness with being physically alone, but the reality is more complex. Loneliness in later life doesn't necessarily come from a lack of people around you. It can stem from deeper emotional and psychological factors. Even with loved ones nearby, older adults can feel lonely due to the shifting dynamics of life, the loss of social roles, or the passing of close friends and partners. As we age, our social roles naturally evolve. In our younger years, we're often busy fulfilling the roles of parents, employees, spouses, and friends. These roles keep us socially engaged and give us a sense of purpose. But as we enter retirement and our children become independent, many of those social roles fade away. Suddenly, we find ourselves with fewer obligations, more time on our hands, and fewer people relying on us. This shift can lead to a loss of identity. For decades, we've identified ourselves by what we do, whether it's our careers or our role as parents. And when those roles no longer define us, it's easy to feel disconnected or lost. This disconnect can contribute to a sense of isolation, even when surrounded by loved ones. As we get older, it's inevitable that we'll experience the loss of close friends, partners, or family members. Grief and mourning are natural parts of life, but when they accumulate, they can leave a lasting sense of loneliness. Losing people who shared your history, memories, and daily experiences can feel like losing parts of yourself. The realization that the people you once relied on for companionship are no longer there can deepen the sense of being alone. Aging can bring physical challenges that make it harder to stay socially connected. Mobility issues, hearing loss, or chronic illnesses may limit your ability to participate in social activities or engage in conversations. Even activities that once brought joy, such as attending events or traveling, may become more difficult. These limitations can create a feeling of isolation, as it becomes harder to maintain the same level of social interaction that you once enjoyed. The importance of learning to be alone. Given the inevitability of these changes, it becomes increasingly important to learn how to be alone, and more importantly, how to be happy alone. While solitude is often seen as something to be feared or avoided, it can be an opportunity for deep personal growth and fulfillment. Learning to enjoy your own company, especially in later life, can transform what might otherwise feel like an empty space into a sanctuary of peace and reflection. One of the most valuable skills that comes with embracing solitude is the ability to build emotional resilience. As we face the natural losses and changes that come with aging, being emotionally self-sufficient allows us to navigate those challenges without relying on others for constant validation or comfort. In solitude, we have the opportunity to reflect on our experiences, process our emotions, and come to terms with the things we cannot control. Rather than avoiding difficult emotions, solitude gives us the space to confront them, work through them, and emerge stronger on the other side. This emotional resilience becomes an essential tool for aging with grace and confidence. The hustle and bustle of life often pulls us away from ourselves. We get so caught up in taking care of others, fulfilling obligations and meeting expectations that we forget to nurture our own inner life. But as we age and our external responsibilities diminish, we're given a unique opportunity to reconnect with ourselves. Solitude allows us to explore our thoughts, desires, and dreams in ways we may not have had time for earlier in life. It's a chance to rediscover old passions or develop new ones, to reflect on the lessons we've learned, and to set new goals for the future. In this way, solitude becomes a time of self-discovery and renewal, rather than a space filled with loneliness. Learning to enjoy your own company can open the door to a new kind of happiness. When we let go of the expectation that happiness must come from external sources, whether it's social interactions, family, or material possessions, we begin to find joy in the simple pleasures of life. In solitude, there's freedom to do what brings you joy without compromise. Whether it's pursuing hobbies, spending time in nature, or engaging in creative projects, being alone allows you to prioritize your own happiness. You can structure your days according to your own desires, without feeling the need to meet anyone else's expectations. How to embrace and thrive in solitude. So how do you turn solitude into a source of happiness? The key lies in accepting solitude as a natural part of life and actively working to make it meaningful. Here are some practical steps to help you embrace and thrive in your alone time. Establishing a daily routine can provide structure and a sense of purpose. Having a routine gives you something to look forward to each day, whether it's a morning walk, an afternoon of reading, or an evening hobby. Routines help fill your days with meaningful activities and prevent feelings of boredom or stagnation. Incorporating physical activities into your routine is essential for maintaining both physical and mental well-being. Whether it's yoga, stretching, or simply walking in your neighborhood, regular movement boosts your mood and keeps you active. Engage your mind by learning new things or revisiting old interests. Take up puzzles, read books, or take online courses on topics that interest you. Mental stimulation not only keeps you sharp, but also provides a sense of accomplishment. Creativity is a wonderful way to make solitude feel fulfilling. Whether it's painting, writing, gardening, or crafting, creative expression allows you to channel your thoughts and emotions into something tangible. Solitude offers an ideal opportunity to develop a deeper connection with your inner self, whether through spiritual practice, meditation, or reflection. Regular moments of stillness and introspection can provide a sense of calm and purpose, helping you to feel more grounded in your life. Practicing meditation or mindfulness can help you stay present in the moment and reduce feelings of anxiety or loneliness. Even a few minutes of meditation each day can promote inner peace and clarity. Writing in a journal can be a therapeutic way to process your thoughts and emotions. It's a space where you can reflect on your experiences, set intentions for the future, and track your personal growth. If you have a spiritual or religious background, spending time in prayer or contemplation can provide comfort and guidance. Engaging in spiritual rituals or reading inspirational texts can also help you feel more connected to something greater than yourself. While solitude is valuable, it's important to strike a balance between alone time and social interaction. Being alone doesn't mean isolating yourself from others completely. Make an effort to stay connected with friends, family, and your community, even if it's through small gestures. Join groups or clubs that align with your interests. Whether it's a book club, a hobby group, or a volunteer organization, these gatherings provide a sense of community and shared purpose. Volunteering can be a deeply fulfilling way to stay engaged with the world. Helping others not only gives you a sense of purpose, but also connects you with like-minded people who share your values. Maintain regular contact with family members, but don't rely on them to fill all your emotional needs. By balancing your independence with meaningful connections, you'll feel more empowered in your relationships. The journey to finding happiness in solitude begins with acceptance. Accepting that solitude is a natural part of life and one that comes with aging can help you move past feelings of fear or loneliness. Instead of viewing solitude as something to be avoided, embrace it as an opportunity for personal growth and self-care. When we accept solitude, we find freedom. By accepting solitude, we stop viewing it as a punishment or something to fear, and instead recognize it as an opportunity for freedom. Solitude allows us to be ourselves without the need to cater to anyone else's expectations or needs. It frees us from the pressures of social obligations and opens the door to authentic self-expression. When we embrace this freedom, we unlock the potential for profound personal growth and self-discovery. As we age, many of us feel that we've already lived the most exciting parts of our lives. However, the reality is that solitude gives us the time and space to explore interests we may have neglected. Whether it's rediscovering old hobbies or trying something completely new, solitude provides the freedom to pursue personal passions without interruption. Hobbies that may have been pushed aside during your working years or while raising a family can now take center stage. Whether you love gardening, painting, knitting, or woodworking, your alone time can be filled with activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. It's never too late to learn new things. Many people in their later years take up new interests such as learning a language, playing a musical instrument, or even mastering technology. These new skills not only challenge your brain but also give you a sense of accomplishment and purpose. As we age, societal expectations of how we should behave or live our lives tend to fade away. In solitude, we are no longer bound by the same expectations to be constantly social or conform to traditional roles. This freedom from external judgment allows us to live life on our own terms, following our own rhythms and priorities. When we're younger, there's often pressure to maintain a busy social calendar, attend events, or stay connected to large social circles. In later years, solitude gives us permission to step back from those obligations and focus on what truly matters to us. It's okay to decline invitations or social events that don't bring you joy. Instead, prioritize the relationships and activities that feel most meaningful to you. With fewer societal expectations, you have the freedom to live more authentically. You can explore different aspects of yourself that you may have suppressed earlier in life. Whether it's expressing your creativity, diving into intellectual pursuits, or cultivating a deeper spiritual practice, solitude can become a time to explore and embrace your true self. For many people, solitude offers a unique opportunity for emotional healing. Life's journey is filled with moments of joy, but also with inevitable heartaches, loss of loved ones, disappointments, or personal failures. As we get older, the weight of these experiences can sometimes feel heavier. However, solitude can offer a safe space to process and heal from those emotional wounds. One of the most powerful aspects of solitude is the time it gives us to reflect on the past. In the hustle and bustle of life, we often don't allow ourselves the chance to fully process our emotions. Solitude allows us to pause, look inward, and finally address the unresolved feelings we may have carried with us for years. Losing loved ones, whether a spouse, family member, or close friend, is a painful reality that comes with aging. Grief can be overwhelming, and while it's important to have support during such times, solitude can also play a healing role. Solitude provides the space to grieve in your own way, without feeling the need to hide your emotions or put on a brave face for others. It allows you to honor the memory of your loved ones through reflection and quiet contemplation. As we grow older, regrets about past decisions or unresolved conflicts can weigh heavily on our hearts. In solitude, we have the opportunity to forgive both ourselves and others, whether it's forgiving someone who wronged you or letting go of guilt over a decision you made. Solitude provides a peaceful environment for self-compassion and emotional release. Just as solitude allows us to process and heal from the past, it also helps us build emotional strength for the future. Life's challenges don't stop with age, and learning to cope independently with the emotional ups and downs of life is a valuable skill. In solitude, we can develop resilience by learning to trust ourselves and handle difficult emotions without always relying on others for comfort. Solitude teaches us how to be still, how to be with ourselves in moments of discomfort, and how to cultivate inner peace. This inner calm can carry us through challenging times, giving us the strength to face difficulties with grace and composure. In a world that often values constant connection and interaction, solitude can feel unfamiliar or even uncomfortable. Society frequently views being alone as something to be avoided at all costs, associating it with loneliness or isolation. However, the ability to embrace and find comfort in solitude is a skill that can significantly improve the quality of life as we age. The first step in embracing solitude is to redefine what it means to be alone. Being alone doesn't have to mean loneliness. It's entirely possible to enjoy being alone while still maintaining meaningful connections with others. The key is to understand that solitude is not a punishment, but rather an opportunity for rest, reflection, and renewal. Instead of seeing solitude as something to fear or avoid, view it as a form of self-care. Time spent alone can be incredibly nourishing for the mind and soul, allowing you to recharge and reconnect with yourself. The distinction between being alone and being lonely is important. Loneliness is the feeling of being disconnected or isolated from others, while solitude is a conscious choice to spend time with yourself. By reframing alone time as an opportunity to invest in your well-being, you can prevent loneliness from taking root. If you want to embrace solitude, it's important to create an environment that supports your well-being during alone time. Your surroundings can play a big role in how you experience solitude. A peaceful, calming environment can make your alone time feel like a retreat rather than an empty space. Whether it's a cozy reading nook, a meditation corner, or a serene outdoor spot, designate a space in your home where you can retreat during moments of solitude. Fill this space with things that bring you comfort: books, plants, soft lighting, or items that inspire creativity. This space should feel like a sanctuary where you can relax and enjoy your alone time. Solitude is most beneficial when it's intentional. To make the most of your alone time, try to eliminate distractions that might pull you away from being present with yourself. Turn off the TV, put your phone on silent, and allow yourself to fully engage in the present moment. Ultimately, the goal of embracing solitude is to find fulfillment in your own company. As we age, we may no longer have the same social engagements or responsibilities that kept us busy in our younger years. But that doesn't mean life becomes less fulfilling. In fact, it's an opportunity to cultivate a deeper relationship with ourselves and discover new sources of joy. Learning to enjoy your own company is a form of self-reliance. It's about trusting yourself to create a life that feels meaningful, even without constant external validation or social interaction. This doesn't mean isolating yourself from others, but rather knowing that you can find peace and happiness within, regardless of who is around. The more time you spend in solitude, the more confident you become in your ability to navigate life's challenges independently. You learn to rely on your own inner resources, your creativity, your resilience, your wisdom, to bring fulfillment to your days. Solitude allows us to slow down and appreciate the simple moments of life. In a world that's constantly moving at a fast pace, solitude offers a chance to savor the quiet moments. A cup of tea in the morning, a sunset, the sound of birds chirping. These moments, though small, can bring immense peace and contentment when we're fully present. As we grow older, learning to embrace solitude can lead to profound personal growth and fulfillment. Far from being something to fear, solitude offers a unique opportunity to reconnect with ourselves, reflect on our lives, and find joy in our own company. Through solitude, we can heal from past wounds, build emotional resilience, and discover new passions that bring meaning to our days. While loneliness can sometimes accompany aging, solitude is a powerful tool that helps us transform those feelings into peace and contentment. By reframing alone time as an opportunity for self-care, reflection, and renewal, we can navigate the later years of life with confidence, strength, and happiness. Whether you live surrounded by family or entirely on your own, learning to appreciate and thrive in solitude can be one of the greatest gifts you give yourself in your later years. Solitude isn't a void to be filled, it's a space for you to discover the fullness of life within yourself.